people will oftentimes make assumptions or draw to conclusions about who they think that you are, because people naturally prefer, and this is mostly due to society and our education system, especially in the US, to categorize people into certain boxes, into certain labels, into certain places where maybe that person doesn't necessarily fit. And I think it's really important that we have to remember, you're not living to just live for someone else. We are living to serve other people. We are not on a one-person planet. I always say this, there's almost 8 billion people, okay? But you're also here to serve your journey, in the sense that there are things that you need to be content with and you need to be happy with. You should never have to sacrifice your mental health, your mental well-being. You should never have to allow yourself to be in a position where you're constantly having these negative thoughts, these racing thoughts, this sense of overwhelm or overthinking, or just go, never ending. And it's like you're keeping the foot on the gas pedal, but not allowing yourself to put a stop on the brake. So there's a message here that's coming through of like really just like not, they're showing me, I'm seeing the book about the art of not giving a fuck. Okay, that book. I don't know who it's by. I've never read it, but I'm seeing the cover. I've seen the cover before. So my guides are showing me that image, and that's really what it is. It's very fascinating because I do feel, okay, I just got that confirmation that some of you guys that are going to be watching this video are going to feel in resonance to this. We spend so much time caring about what other people think, and people always have something to say. They just always have something to say. But why would you care so much about other people? Because this is going to sound a little bit harsh, but coming from a medium, people who come to me for readings to speak to their passed on loved ones, like, you're not going to be buried next to any of these people who have opinions of you. Even if they're your family and they're your loved ones, you are going to be in your own plot. Your soul, even if you pass away with those around you, it's still going to be in your own judgment. You're going to be judged on your own journey. So this is, we reach to the one because the ultimate goal is the connection of all that is, of the one, but your soul has an individual assignment. And don't allow yourself to waste any time trying to forget about that assignment by fulfilling other people's needs, because actually I just heard that's going to be a lesson repeated for you. A lesson of codependency, a lesson of people pleasing, a lesson of just external outside expectation. You are consciously building your life alongside the divine, alongside God, divine source creator, every single day through the internal environment that you carry, through your values, through your character, through your intentions. And so what other people have to say has nothing to do with you. And I think those of you who have done the work know you just get to a point where you just really don't care what other people think, because everyone has an opinion. That's okay. They are owed their opinion. They have a right to have their opinion, but at the same time, it's like, what does their opinion have to do with you? Because when you become so confident in yourself, you don't need to worry about other people's opinions. It's not a non-factor, no matter how close you are to them in your life. It's kind of just like, if you're excited about something, if something resonates with you, if you're passionate about something and people around you don't support you, do they genuinely really care? If people aren't supporting your happiness, something that you say is happy for you, that brings you joy, that brings you love, that just fuels you to feel a sense of purpose in this life while you're alive, and other people don't really care for it, or they're not supportive of it, or they have something to say about an opinion or a label, or putting people related to your passions in a box, then those are the people that are going to have their reality checks of people who around them that don't support them. And this is how energy works. It's a balancing, it's a mirror of what other people give out, they will ultimately receive. I find it very fascinating a lot of times as a psychic medium. Sometimes I get judged, by the religious community. Sometimes it's from people in my own community. The thing we have to remember is both my parents are gifted, okay? And they've been like this since they were young, but also for me since I was young. I've had my gift since I was young. I never had the tools or the resources to understand it. But it's very fascinating to see now why that was the case, because there was obviously a divine timing factor into the time in which I needed to realize who I am as a person, as a woman, as a soul on this earth that's very temporary in my time here. And so I'm very grateful because, you know, I went to a very traditional route. I chose to go to a university. I chose to get the whole debt with your loan situation. I chose to pursue a very typical matrix corporate life. And for some people, that's perfect for them. Working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, weekends off. It's a schedule, and I get it, and that's perfect for some people. And for other people, they want something else. There's no right or wrong. It's really just realizing how can we break out of what's not for us. And that was where I was at. I needed to get out of what was not for me, and I was blessed enough to be on this journey to spiritually awaken in this capacity that makes me actually realize, yes, life is very, very, very unique. It's not just about the surface level. There's other avenues, there's other paths, and we are all being encouraged to realize who we are, which is also the fun part. You know, self-awareness. This is professional growth. This is, you know, personal growth. This is mental health and wellness. These are all core areas that remind us of why it's important to know who we are. You know, if you're not going to dig too spiritually, at least we all know the obvious. It's important to know who you are, and people get to know themselves every single day with every new experience that lands in their doorstep. Let's get deeper. We need to get deeper with ourselves so that other people don't allow themselves a space in our life if they're not going to support that depth that we're stepping into. It's very interesting how, you know, this message is coming through. Just, it's time to not care so much about other people like that. Like, you still care about your loved ones. You're not abandoning them, but you're letting them know you have a right to have your passions, to have your happiness, to have your space, your time to yourself. You don't need to apply all of this pressure. You know, that's honestly how people get sick. Blockages, people pleasing, not speaking our truth, not speaking up, so afraid of family cutting you off or people not talking to you. Okay, so what? It is a lonely road at first, but it definitely gets better because you end up realizing so much more that it's like, why would you ever want to go back? It's a scary road to be in at first because you realize that not everyone gets it, or they will get it, but that's okay. Because if you're the one that gets it, you're actually one of the lucky ones. You've been assigned at that divine time to get it, to awaken to who you are, to want to start to learn more about this life and what fuels your passions and your purpose and what makes you want to live, and just make this life that you're living, that we know, again, is temporary, so powerful. I looked up and it said 11:11, and with that being said, you know, you guys, it's time to release all the noise. This is about you. This is about you and your journey on the earth. This is about you and what you're here to do. And it goes beyond anyone else's thoughts, perceptions, or opinions about you. 8 billion people, everyone's gonna think something, right? What do you think about yourself? How do you feel about where you're at right now and what you're doing with your life and what you're doing with yourself? Like, do you feel content? Are you happy? Don't live for anyone else. And if you don't already live for anyone else right now, that's amazing. Let this message be a reminder to you. But for those of you who are still allowing yourselves to stay stuck in other people's perceptions of reality, superseding your perception, your needs, wants, desires, passions for yourself, you will unfortunately be made aware over and over as the mirror of energy works in this lifetime that you need to choose you. And we're not abandoning anyone. We're just prioritizing our well-being so that we can make sure that we can pour into other cups as well. So with that being said, I'm sending you all so much love and light. Let me know in the comments below if this resonated for you, and we'll be back soon with another channel message. Bye guys.